Memory. It's the key to our identity.
Without memory, we're nothing.
It's who we are.
Memory hackers. Right now.
In the last installment, we discussed that a mandated minimum wage that ignores the circumstances of individuals works against the goals and economics of a living wage. Even Dorothy Day, who co-founded the Catholic worker movement in 1933 and is still embraced by most liberal Catholics nowadays, dismissed the benefits of minimum wage laws. Though minimum wage laws, as they are currently constituted, are well intended, they're ineffective and they're overly simplistic. The economics of the concept, equal pay for equal work, just doesn't add up. If a minimum wage law provides for a single wage, no matter where the person lives, and it doesn't consider whether a person has any dependents, those laws are inherently unjust and they do more harm than good. What would happen to a business owner who wants to live out his or her Catholic principles and pay workers according to the workers' circumstances? Well, for starters, the United States judiciary system would allow the Catholic business owner to be sued into oblivion. But the judiciary, at least in theory, only interprets the laws, and laws can be changed. In fact, if a living wage is to ever become reality, the laws must necessarily change. Now, you might be thinking that most people in the United States nowadays wouldn't go along with a pay system that pays individuals according to their circumstances, and you're probably right. A shift toward Catholic values cannot happen unless there's a profound conversion of hearts in the United States. If or when that ever happens, the first change for achieving a living wage would be to abolish the current minimum wage laws that treat everyone the same regardless of their circumstances. And once those minimum wage laws are abolished, the second change would be for business owners to become incentivized to pay adults that have dependents at a higher wage than they would pay teenagers. Social justice demands that changes be introduced as soon as possible, whereby such a wage will be assured to every adult working man. After decades of financial disincentives against having children in large families, these types of incentives would negate at least some of that. Please note that this country already gives incentives to businesses to treat certain classes of individuals differently than others. Liberals already accept accommodations for affirmative action laws, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and for veterans. Abolishing the minimum wage without implementing safeguards for the working man could do more harm than good. However, it is noted that some business owners would pay a living wage even if they weren't forced to do so.
Always do the right thing.
For example, though he seems to be demonized nowadays, Henry Ford did this on a massive scale. He thought that it was good business and it served the social good. So by simplistically supporting minimum wage laws as they are currently constituted, politicians are effectively preventing employers from paying their employees a living wage. Well, what's the current political landscape? There are only 4 members of Congress that support the abolition of the current federal minimum wage law. The most notable of these 4 is Senator Marco Rubio, who is a Catholic and seems to come closer than any other member of Congress toward advocating public policy consistent with Catholic teaching. So, who else might be standing between workers and earning a living wage by their simplistic support of minimum wage laws that don't consider the circumstances of individuals? The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. This is from the USCCB website, and it probably should surprise no one. The support for the minimum wage laws that don't consider the circumstances of individuals by the bishops is preventing employers from living out their Catholic faith and paying their employees a living wage. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this installment. We'll be back again in about a week with the 4th part of this series. But in the meantime, please check out my Facebook page, which is linked down below. Every day I post additional content that you won't find on this YouTube channel. And please, pray for the church.
Get up in the morning slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Oh, me Israelites, Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir.